Democracy is nothing more than a process for collective decision making. There's nothing in the idea of democracy that says it's a two-party system with two teams fighting one another. 9500 Liberty, the documentary that Eric and I worked on, is a case study of how citizens can restore democracy. And Coffee Party really is an invitation for all of us on really any issue that comes up to talk about things in a civil and open way, to really commit to looking at the facts first and leaving aside our ideology. We spent about 2 years documenting this in Prince William County. And one of the things that we witnessed was a breakdown in the democratic process in which the County Board of Supervisors were really influenced by a small minority of the county, people who were very passionate and extreme on the issue of illegal immigration. There was no real fact-finding, and it was very difficult for citizens to have an informed opinion about it. There was a blog that really confused a lot of people in ways that I think were not that responsible. For instance, there was a general sense that Latino immigrants were committing a disproportionate amount of crime in the county, and if you actually looked at the data from the police department, that was actually not true. As immigrants were moving in, crime was going down. So the Coffee Party was really my response to what I saw was a parallel at the national level in regard to the healthcare debate. There was so much noise, so much anger, so much misinformation. It was very difficult for citizens to figure out what the facts were. Coffee Party really was to figure out how to engage in the political debate and avoid that kind of polarization and misinformation. Once they decide to participate and really commit to it, they can be heard. I've seen it happen in Prince William County. I think we're going to see it happen in Arizona. And Coffee Party, if anything, it's a democracy movement of people who right now don't feel well represented. I think that part of the reason why we have the politics of fear and hatred and extreme is because the participation rate is so low, especially non-presidential elections. Politicians who want to be re-elected end up appealing to the most extreme members of the base because they are the most passionate and they are the ones that turn out to vote. That's when we see the most extreme politics. That doesn't lead to good policies. And so knowing that this happens, the way to counter this is having mass participation, so the majority of people feel heard. What happened in Prince William County in the end was that the silent majority that had been disengaged in a very polarizing debate finally spoke up, and it led to changing the law. I do believe that there is a silent, currently disengaged majority across the country. Many of us are avoiding conflict and don't want to engage in ugly, polarizing debates. To be able to speak up, we want people to have a place where they can get information, they can discuss it, and it's always going to be civil and informed. And there's a discipline involved in that process. I completely believe in the common sense of the majority of Americans, and that is the best guide for us to make collective decisions.